Another incredible week of football is behind us, and we got a great show lined up for you. This is the Purple Huddle podcast with Derp. I'm Brandon. What's up, my brother?
What's going on, man?
Not much, not much. 2 minute offense, everyone. Little too close for comfort for you Cowboys, huh?
Yeah, man. I was talking all that shit in the group chat, and then and then we had to put on our big boy pants and go make a 98-yard drive to go win the game.
Yeah.
Like I said, they always play us hard for some reason. Don't matter what the records are on the team. Just like kind of like how the Commanders and y'all and the Ravens.
Mhm.
It's just like battling to see like who's the best in Maryland. Even though we know that the Cowboys are better than the Texans, they always play us hard. I know that they don't. I think like down there in Texas, it's like you're either a Texans fan or a Cowboys fan.
Yep.
They don't fuck with each other. So as far as the game itself goes, we like I said, we fought hard. We got Pollard involved, but those interceptions gotta stop from Dak. He said it something himself. His arm got hit on one of them. I get that, but we can't keep going out here and surviving him throwing like 2 picks a game.
True.
But on to Jacksonville now.
Yeah. Tough matchup coming up if they play y'all like they played was it Tennessee there on Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be a good one for sure. But yeah. Go ahead, you were saying something?
I was just saying Evan Ingram ain't gonna do us like that.
For sure. But Kevin, he couldn't make it today, but I was definitely going to get on him about his boy, Mitch Trubisky, man. Mitch was the real MVP out there for us, man. Like he set us up 3 times in the red zone interceptions. And that last one to Marcus Williams was just like, it looked like it would have been a perfect catch for the receiver if Marcus Williams was a receiver. Like that would have been a perfect touchdown. But yeah, Mitch Trubisky, unfortunately, he was in there for Kenny Pickett. I wanted to play against Kenny Pickett. I really liked him most of this year. I wanted him to start from week 1, but both starters got injured, of course. Our linebackers stepped up, which I've always been critical about our linebackers. We can never cover a tight end to save our lives. We could never play coverage. It don't matter who was back there, Ray Lewis, Peter Bolware, Sizzle, any of them over the years. And those 2 guys made awesome plays out there. And then welcome back, J.K. Dobbins. Great to see him out there. 120 yards rushing, I believe, and that touchdown. He powered in there. So, yeah, hopefully this continues because I've definitely, and I'm sure a lot of Ravens fans very critical of Greg Roman. Still don't want him back next year, but if he can get us into the playoffs and hopefully make some noise, I'll take him for the next, like Groundhog Day, the next 6 weeks. So, yeah. Let's look at some of the other games that happened over the week 14 slate. We had Bake and the Rams. They beat the Raiders at SoFi on Thursday night. Bills got their revenge over the Jets on Sunday afternoon. Bengals, they finally beat the Browns with Joey Burrow. They're in Cincinnati. Dallas, as you mentioned, they escaped an upset against the Texans in Arlington. Eagles, they destroyed the Giants. Ravens, we outlasted the Steelers. Patrick Mahomes, he continues to own the Broncos. He's now 10-0 against Denver, and I believe Kansas City they've won the last 13, if I'm not mistaken. It was the stat line I heard dating back to before Patrick Mahomes was drafted. Chargers, they held on to beat the Dolphins on Sunday Night Football, and New England, they handed Arizona another loss after Kyler Murray exited with a non-contact season-ending, unfortunate injury there last night. Again, Kevin, he couldn't make it today, but he had some words for the GOAT. I'm sure he'll have those next week. But Brady and the Bucks, they were destroyed by the 49ers at Levi's Stadium on Sunday afternoon. Did you see any of this one?
Yeah, got to catch majority of it. It was just, movie scripts type shit. Mr. Irrelevant becomes relevant over the guy who was taken 6th overall and became the greatest quarterback ever. I don't know. This game was just, completely lopsided from the jump. We talked about it before the season started, how the Bucks lost all them offensive linemen, whether it was to retirement or injury or whatever it was. Brady ain't that mobile, and he ain't getting it. He's not gonna be more mobile now in his older years. it's just like the solution to Brady has always been, getting to him quick and put pressure into his face. And I feel like the Bucks are trying to. I think right now he has like the quickest time to release from snap or whatever, from snap to release. It's like the quickest time, but nowadays that dip and dunk shit really don't work. Like it did when he was with the Patriots and all that. So it's not really working for them right now. The team just looks like defeated, like
For sure.
and I think they're in the middle. Bucks are in the middle right now of handing off the torch from Lenny Fournette to Rashad White, whether Lenny Fournette likes it or not. The rookie here lately, he's a pass catching running back. He runs tough, so Tom Brady loves that. This Bucks team is missing Gronk like crazy.
For sure.
He's smart for being out here doing commercials instead of getting beat up right now on this team. And like I said, it's just like a movie script. Purdy couldn't have played any better. But we're gonna see how he plays in the next few weeks because they got that division rival Seahawks coming up, and then the Commanders, who have been playing good defense here as late.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that Brock Purdy, they go on the road Thursday night. I think looking back at it, they've had luckily for them, the first 2 games of his career were at home and went pretty favorable for them. You talk about 2 East Coast teams heading to the West Coast. That traveling across the country is never good for the opposing team, generally 99% of the time, or at least 90% of the time, for real. But yeah, Tom Brady, another game. I think this is at least his second game this year with over 50 pass attempts. That's not the type of offense they like to play. It's not at that age any good for him either. But yeah, good win for the 49ers. I think Debo got banged up in this game. I'm not sure. Was he day to day? Is he week to week? I haven't heard anything since Sunday.
I think they're saying that they're hoping he'll be back like right before the postseason, but he'll be back at some point.
That was a diagnosis with him. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, they should the way Seattle played on Sunday, they should. I mean, I think I'm going with them right now. I mean, I'm going with San Fran right now on Thursday night, but them Thursday night games generally go towards that home team. It always favors them. And we'll see how that 12th man reacts out there with them still having a shot right now.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be a lot like how Cooper Rush came in for us, and everybody was so high on him, and then we went to that Eagles game, and I was like, man, this is going to be a whole different atmosphere, And him coming in, yeah, he was playing Tom Brady on his first go around. I get that, but like you said, that 12th man, that Seahawks rivalry, that might be. We'll see how he handles that. That's what I want to see.
True, for sure. I'll definitely be tuning in for that one. Derb, you hand selected this game to talk about next. As you mentioned, we were just talking about the Seahawks on the road. They got the 49ers, but before that, they had the Panthers on Sunday. I think Carolina, they ran away with this game literally and figuratively.
Yeah, this game, I think this is going to be one of those games where the Seahawks might look back at the end of the year and just be like, damn, we shouldn't have let that one slip. Because they came out flat. The race for this NFC wild card is crazy. So you need every win you can get at this point. And the Seahawks are the better team. We know that. I think that they just came out flat and maybe didn't play as inspired football as they had been. So we'll see how it goes from here on. Like you said, the running game was crazy. Yeah. Panthers had 223 and the Seahawks had 46. That injury to Kenneth Walker and all their banged up running backs is catching up with them at this point. There's only so many guys you can throw in there before you get to a Travis Homer, So Sam Darnold for some reason is playing good. I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. 14 for 24, 1 tutty, no interceptions. And it's crazy to say, but Donta Foreman, however you pronounce it, and Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah,
they're one of the better 1-2 punches. Both of them are healthy right now, and it's weird to say that their running game is better without CMC being there. I think it's probably just because the whole offense doesn't funnel through one guy. Geno kind of came back down to earth in this game. He threw 2 picks, so we'll see how he reacts to this one. As you said, on the short week playing against the 49ers. DJ Moore was hurt in this game. And I think it speaks volumes that they still put up 30 with no DJ Moore.
Mhm.
And yeah, somehow, some way, the Panthers are still in a playoff push at 5-8.
Crazy. And without a coach too, traded away one of the quarterbacks. The other one got benched and hurt. It's insane. Insane. They even got a shot at the NFC. So I'll tell you how lousy that division is. But yeah, we have around the same point. Sam Darnold, ladies and gentlemen, man, not a flashy game, but he didn't make any costly mistakes, and that was, turnovers was the difference in this one, as you mentioned. Gino had a couple costly interceptions. Sam Darnold didn't turn the ball over. Everything was going right for Carolina. I didn't see much of this game. I was watching the split screen on NFL Sunday Ticket, but I was more focused on Kansas City and Denver during this time frame. But yeah, Terrace Marshall, he had a wild catch in between his legs in the third quarter. Those type of plays like that, man, really just put the dagger in your defense's back. It's like, damn, who the hell is supposed to catch a ball between the legs? So yeah, that just added insult to injury. And Seattle, they were missing Kenneth Walker, but it seemed like when they got in that hole early in the first quarter, they just weren't able to get out of there. But yeah, Carolina, 2 straight wins, second place NFC South. God only knows who's going to win this division. It's definitely going to be fun to see the last 4 weeks of football here. And I'm sure there's a couple, definitely on that last week, there's divisional matchups, but hopefully there's a couple more over the next couple weeks. And
what's going to be crazy is if everyone fucks up and lets Tom Brady host a fucking playoff game, with 9 wins on the season. Don't let this man creep into the playoffs, y'all. We've learned this lesson too many times.
For sure.
Panthers, somebody step up to the plate and win this shitty ass division.
Who do you got right now though winning it? You think Tampa's gonna keep it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna be the one to pick against Tom Brady. Yeah. Kevin's not here. He can do it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be the one that's going against Tom Brady. We didn't see this story too many times where we've talked about it with Aaron Rodgers. We talked about it with Tom Brady, where you're like, finally, we don't got to deal with this man no more. Mm-hmm. Especially as a Cowboys fan, we never beat him. He's 8-0 against us. So you're like, man, we don't got to deal with this dude anymore. Look at him. They can't even win his division. Then he fucks around and wins the division with 9 wins and then makes it to the NFC Championship. You're like, here we go again.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah, I think Tampa, they got a 1-game lead in that division, but Carolina up and down, Atlanta's up and down. They're going to a new quarterback, and then the Saints, God help us, man. They just, man. I really like the Saints, but they just can't, I think it was a bad decision going with Jameis a couple years ago, bringing him in there. And a lot of people like, oh, he can throw and this, that. Yeah, 30 and 30.
30 for 30, yeah.
Thank you. I'm glad we're on the same page. But yeah, they need to draft themselves a quarterback. I do like Taysom Hill, but yeah, they need a quarterback. For sure. So yeah, it looks like Tampa will win it by default.
Yeah, I mean, once again, look at all the quarterbacks in the division. Who are you going to trust out of all those quarterbacks? So, yeah, and then the Saints, Andy Dalton. If it was, I'd rather have Jameis Winston out than Andy Dalton.
I think so too. Yeah.
If it were me, I don't know why they keep just leaning on Andy Dalton. I couldn't tell you, but yeah, the Saints are weird this year. They're not using Alvin Kamara for whatever reason, but Chris Olave is a candidate for offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah,
I think that they had Drew Brees for so long that now they don't know what to do without him.
You're right. But they used to light it up for sure. Yeah. All right, everyone. So we got a couple headlines making news around the NFL. Cole Beasley, he's back in the NFL. The wide receiver, he was signed to the Bills practice squad on Tuesday. Beasley, he recently retired in October after a short stint with the Buccaneers. T.Y. Hilton is a Cowboy, Derp's team. They added the veteran wide receiver on Monday. Hilton has spent his entire career with the Colts, hauling in 53 career touchdowns. And some sad news reported, as we mentioned early on, the Cardinals, they will have to finish the 2022 season without Kyler Murray. The quarterback was carted off with a non-contact knee injury early in the game. Kyler, of course, he signed a massive but controversial contract earlier this year. I want to get your thoughts on really all three of these. Actually, Cole Beasley used to play for y'all, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? Him going back to Buffalo.
I love it. I mean, I always liked Cole Beasley when he was here. Unfortunately, when he left, it was kind of like that. Well, similar to the Des Bryant situation, but we ended up paying Des, where it was like
Mhm.
he had done well before, but then he had been hurt, and then all of a sudden he was saying he wanted money. So then we let him go. He went to the Bills. He played good there for a while. I was excited when he went to the Bucks because anytime you get those little
Yeah.
slot receivers with Brady, I thought he might have made some noise. Then he decided to retire. We'll see how it works for them. I seen a dude at a press conference talking to Josh Allen and just straight up told Josh Allen like this offense doesn't look like it's good enough to win the Super Bowl. And then Josh Allen was just like, okay, like what am I supposed to say to that? So
Yeah.
I don't think that they need necessarily any more weapons, but I don't think Cole Beasley hurts their chances at the same time.
True. All right, and then Kyler Murray. How do you feel about you know, obviously you had the backup was it Colt
Colt
McCoy?
McCoy,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then the coaching situation is making some noise right now too. I know you mentioned that he's had late season meltdowns in a sense, all the way back to Texas Tech. Do you feel like Cliff Kingsbury will be back? And if let's say they do make a change, a new coach comes in, how will that go with Kyler moving forward?
Yeah, I've said it multiple times on here. Cliff Kingsbury has that's why they call him Cliff because he falls off at the end of like that's uh no, but he had Patrick Mahomes back in the college days, and you can look back. They'd start off hot and then fall off,
Yep.
just like what was it last year? They started off like 11-0 or some shit like that, or whatever
Yeah.
it was. They started off really hot and then didn't do anything with it. But this year, the arguing the situation with D Hop for the first 6 games, that hard knock shit, man. I'm telling you, it's a curse.
Yeah.
Anytime your team is on there, your team is not going to do well that year. Yeah, it's sad for Kyler. I think Cliff Kingsbury will be gone. Kyler will obviously still be there with just getting that contract. I'm a fan of Kyler.
Same.
He's out there. I think he's only like 5'9", putting on
Yeah.
putting on for our short guys out there.
Yep.
And the dude's a baller. He never lost a football game ever in high school. He's a Heisman winner. So I mean, he's got all the arm talent in the world. I hope the best for him. Like I said, I'm a fan. We'll see what new head coach can come in there. Maybe like a Lincoln Riley or something like that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
See how that plays out. But yeah, it sucks for Kyler, but hopefully he'll come back next year stronger.
For sure. Now you got a new target out there in Dallas for Dak. I know you mentioned in the group text y'all might be making some roster moves with this addition here.
Yeah, everybody wanted an OBJ. We ended up getting a TY. It's whatever. I look at it like it's more depth, if anything.
Yeah.
Maybe he can come in and kind of have like a Cedric Wilson role, like last year. Come in every once in a while, make a clutch catch, here and there when we call your number. Step up. I don't really see anything more than that. He's not the speedster he used to be. I think he's like 33.
True. Yeah.
But like I said, I don't hate it at all. Only thing that I don't like is I read with us making this move that we either have to put Jalen Tolbert on IR, a rookie who hasn't done anything all year, or we might cut James Washington. But it's like, so why let this man sit and heal up for 10 weeks just to get this other dude and cut him? So hopefully we just put Jalen Tolbert on IR, see what he can do next year, get him healthy. But yeah, I'm all for any kind of help that we can get, 100%.
For sure. I always liked watching T.Y. Hilton play. I didn't like, going against him. I can't stand the Colts, but yeah, he was one of my favorite receivers to get out there and watch and play, especially when he scored.
Yeah, I just find it very ironic that the team that he used to ball against, the Texans, he used to score on them every time that they would play, to the point they called him a clown, and he showed up in a clown mask when they played him and then scored on them. We played the Texans, and then he shows up.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. All right, everyone. The Lions, they're in the playoff hunt, ladies and gentlemen. Jameson Williams, he hauled in his first career touchdown catch for Detroit as they spanked the Vikings 34-23. It's been a long time coming, man. No matter how these next 4 weeks go for the Lions, these fans got to hold their heads high and be proud of this team because we've never seen. I mean, sometimes it's been what they got 6 wins right now, I think. I mean, sometimes it's been 6 wins within 3 years, honestly, with this organization, for real, for real. But yeah, this is a game. I know I picked the Vikings myself. I don't know. I think we all picked the Vikings in our
No
league.
one in their right mind picked the Lions,
Yeah.
bro. Nobody
I mean,
saw this
it
coming.
crossed my mind because they've been playing hard, but like every team has
Yeah.
been playing hard this year. It's like nobody that's really trash. You know what I'm saying? Even the Texans that won 11-1 or whatever, they still have a shot in most of their games. I think they only been blown out once or twice, but still. But I mean, the defense, man, completely shut down Dalvin Cook, man. They got after Kirk Cousins. And then on offense, but on the other side of the field, excuse me, Justin Jefferson, man, I always like talking about him. 11 receptions for 223 yards. I didn't even realize he was even, had these stats until after the game. But yeah, Vikings fans and the Vikings themselves, they need to get it together because the Cowboys are on their heels right now. For some reason, they still have the number 2 spot. I thought they would have had the tiebreaker because they beat y'all, but I guess it goes down to divisional record or conference record at this point. But yeah, how about this game?
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way that you did when I was like, going to take notes for this or whatever. I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, Kirk Cousins, 31 for 41, 425 yards,
Yep.
2 touchdowns, no picks. Justin Jefferson, 11 catches for 223 yards. It's like, how the fuck did y'all lose this game?
Yeah.
Then I looked and I was like, oh, the Vikings had 22 rushing yards in this game.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook had 23. Alexander Madison had -1.
Yep.
So it's like they were like, y'all can pass on us, but you're not about to run on us. I think the Lions just played a really good game. They've been playing really good games. They're 5-1 in their last 6. The Vikings had those 2 lost fumbles. I've seen earlier they were trying like a trick play with a handoff to Dalvin Cook, and he was going to do like a jump pass, but it just didn't materialize the way that they needed to. And then he tried to run at the last second, got hit and fumbled. So it's like I guess they tried to get cute and it didn't work. It costed them.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jared Goff played well. It's weird to say that like the Lions have like a lot of weapons on offense, and they're putting up so many points. 6 different players on that team ran the ball in this game. 6 different players. DJ Chark is looking good again. He's got back-to-back games with at least 90 yards and 1 touchdown. I think that this team is hitting on all cylinders right now. And once again, the Lions have a shot at the playoffs. This year is crazy.
Most definitely, for sure. All right, college football is winding down just a bit, but Derp, he has an update from Blacksburg with the Hokey Pokey.
All right. After a little bit more than disappointing season, the Hokies are in off-season mode as they were able to get a former Old Dominion wide receiver, Ally Jennings, out of the transfer portal and into a commitment, as well as former 4-star quarterback by the name of Kyron Drones, who last played for Baylor. It's recruiting season, and now we'll just wait and see who else will be wearing that maroon and orange. And also another VTech news, the men's basketball team is currently ranked 24th. The women's basketball is ranked 6th.
Got you. Quick thoughts. Your former player, primetime, Deion Sanders, of course, left Jackson State, going to Colorado. Give me your thoughts on that. How do you feel Colorado's going to do, and all the controversy and all that type of stuff going on? I guess it's kind of quieted down some, but initially.
I mean, prime time is going to do prime time. Like I seen the thing they were talking, and a lady was talking about how with Deion Sanders, you never got to wonder like who you're going to get. Prime is prime. That's always who you're going to get, and I think that he did a lot for Jackson State while he was there.
For sure.
What they won back-to-back titles, right? While he was there. it's kind of wild when you watch the thing. He's talking to the players and he's like, I'm going to be bringing my own players over
Yeah.
here. So y'all go ahead and hit the transfer portal. But it's like, I don't know. We'll see how it's going to go. Of course, I hope the best for Prime. There's whispers about, there's reasons why he left or whatever. So I hope he wasn't getting done dirty there. We're gonna see how it goes. I did see one thing they were talking about. I think it was Mike that sent it to us. That kid that committed to there already
Yes.
to
Yeah.
play. Yeah. Somebody in the comments was like, these kids need to be careful because he can't start everybody.
True.
That's a very solid point.
Yeah.
If all these players go and run to, be on this team, and then you end up there
Mhm.
with the depth chart or something. So we'll see. I believe in Prime. He knows what he's doing, and we'll see how it plays out. I hope the best for him.
Yeah, wasn't it like last year he had a top commit from high school as well? Was it last year,
Yeah,
the year before? I
yeah,
don't know the name, but I remember seeing the headline or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the name either, but yeah, I think the kid had like offers from Alabama and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
ended up putting on the Jackson State hat.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. We shall see. I've always felt for a long time that college football is like, it's very fun to watch, but at the end of the year, a handful of the teams that are going to be there at the end of the year,
True.
the powerhouses, and like
Yep.
Bama will always be Bama, Michigan will always be Michigan, because it's like if
Mhm.
you get an offer for even Virginia Tech, you get an offer from Virginia Tech, which is a well-known, very good school. But then on the other hand, you can go to Alabama.
Mhm.
You know where you're gonna go.
Yeah.
So maybe he can have the power to get some of these kids to come there. But like I said earlier, they can't all start.
Yeah, very, very valid point. Yeah, I remember seeing the videos. I've been watching him very closely over the last couple of months on IG. That meeting, one of the first meetings he had with the Colorado players, like you said, told some of them to hit the transfer portal because he's bringing his guys in and all that stuff. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. We know they're going to win there. Like you said, Prime's going to do his thing, but yeah, hopefully those young men make the right decision as far as what's best for them.
Yeah.
All right. Duval and Nashville, that is, everyone. The Jags, they handed the AFC South leading Titans their third straight loss on Sunday. What went wrong for the Titans, Dirk?
They forgot to cover Evan Ingram August, so he just went off. But this was another stellar game by Trevor Lawrence. He came out and did really well. 30 for 42, 368, 3 touchdowns, no picks. I think he's been very up and down, but really his downs haven't been that bad. He's only got 6 picks on the year to go with 20 touchdowns. So he's switched up on the turnovers and cleaned that up a lot, which you always like to see from a quarterback.
Yep.
Hopefully he has another down week next week when we play him. But until then, their run game was very bland. They only had 60 yards on the ground, but they didn't really need, obviously Trevor Lawrence was cool with putting it up 40 sometimes. The Jags didn't allow a single sack in this game compared to the Titans 4. So that just shows that if the Jags keep Lawrence clean, that's a key to them winning, keeping his jersey clean. And the Titans had 4 turnovers and the Jags had 0. So anytime you go out there and allow 4 sacks and allow 4 turnovers, you don't really have much of a chance to win that game.
Yeah, I don't have much on this game. I will say I think the Titans are a very interesting team right now. 3 straight losses, as I said. They fired the GM, was it last week or whatever? I think they got rid of a coordinator, if I'm not mistaken, early in the year. I felt like, and I feel like you were one in our group text that said, who's the rookie? Malik Willis.
Malik Willis, yeah.
Yeah, I think he should get some playing time. And I know they're right there, but they still got the lead in the division. They with the 4 seed in the South. 4 seed in the AFC and everything. But I just don't trust Ryan Tannehill. It's like 1 game good, 2, 3 bad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just I'd like to see Malik Willis play. I know he had some comparisons to Steve McNair coming out of when he got drafted and everything. So yeah, I think that I honestly don't know if Mike Vrabel will be back, and he's done a stellar job there. They're always competitive. They've been to the playoffs damn near every year under him, but it's like the same old stuff every year. Definitely in the postseason. Go ahead.
I think it would be a complete mistake if they let Mike Vrabel go.
I agree, but I'm not sure. I just don't know if they're gonna. Yeah,
I would go if I was them, like you said, I would get rid of Tannehill altogether.
Yeah.
See if I can shop to somebody who needs a quarterback, or I don't know what their cap space or what it would cost to cut him, but I would just start over fresh and start over with Malik Willis. As far as next year goes, as far as this year goes, I don't know if right now would be the time to turn it over to Malik if they're still winning their division or whatever. But the problem with the teams like the Titans and the Giants is that the formula to beating them is it's easier said than done, but it can be done. Is that if you stop that beast of a running back that they got back there, Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry, if you can maintain them, you'll beat them 9 times out of 10. And I still, to this day, do not know what the Titans were thinking by getting rid of A.J. Brown.
Exactly.
It's not like you had his replacement on deck, and then you go and get Treylon Burks, who is like, he's been, he's hot one week, and I understand he's a rookie, he's injured, all that, but getting rid of A.J. Brown didn't make any sense to me whatsoever. And, you were basically saying, all right, let's go out here and see if they have a very no-name defense besides like Kevin Byard. And, this rugged coach and Mike Vrabel, and it's been working, but you can, we can all see the wheels are coming off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And nobody trusts Ryan Tannehill. Let's be for real. Like, he's done decent and he's had good years, but he's not going to get you there.
Got you. Yeah. We played the Jaguars, of course, a couple weeks ago and lost to them. I was very focused on the running back Travis Etienne Jr. and Christian Kirk. I've been really on the Christian Kirk train all this season. I wasn't on it, the amount of money that they gave him, but he's proven that he was worth it. So I'm gonna give y'all, and you probably already know this because you're a very big football fan. 2 names that came out of nowhere in that Jacksonville game that I had, especially the first one, JaMycal Hasty, the running back, who just had a career day on us, and Zay Jones. We couldn't stop him to save our lives. So yeah, here's a tip for y'all. Focus on them this coming week. All right. Turning the page. Another busy week of NFL action is right around the corner. Starting on Thursday night, just a few days away, 49ers and Seahawks up there in the Pacific Northwest. We've got 3 games on Saturday. The NFL flexed over. Colts at Vikings, Ravens at Browns, and Dolphins at Bills in the AFC East. Then on Sunday, it's all headlined by the Eagles and Bears, Falcons at Saints, Lions at Jets, Steelers at Panthers, Cowboys and Jacksonville take on the Jaguars, Chiefs at Texans, Cardinals at Broncos, the Patriots at the Raiders. That'll be student versus teacher, or vice versa. Titans at Chargers, Bengals at Bucks, and a couple more. Giants at Commanders on Sunday Night Football, and Rams and Packers will close it all out on Monday night. Derp, what games are you looking forward to watching the most? And tell us something that nobody will see coming.
The game I'm looking forward to the most would probably be that Dolphins and Bills game. I've seen a little thing. The Dolphins had heaters on their sideline at SoFi Stadium, and it was in the mid 50s. In the 50s. On Saturday in Buffalo, they're predicting 7 inches of snow. So we'll see how they prepare for that. And that'll be a big divisional game. As weird as it sounds, I think that Lions and Jets game could be a good one. Imagine saying that a couple years ago.
I know, right? Yeah.
But I think that Lions and Jets one could be pretty good. And one thing that's going to happen that nobody's seeing coming is Monday. What is it? One of the Giants and Commanders play on Sunday night. They will go into OT again.
Okay. Will there be a winner this time though?
Oh, they won't tie again.
Okay. Yeah, when I was pulling up the schedule for this coming weekend, I remember seeing that Lions and Jets. I was like, man, when was the last time we had a relevant Lions and Jets game? I mean, no, they obviously play each other every 4 years at the most, but still, that game right there will be one I'll be watching. Of course, that Dolphins and Bills game on Saturday night, and let's see, that Patriots and Raiders game. I mean, Patriots are not very flashy. They're not very entertaining to watch, but to see student versus teacher, yeah, that's one I want to see for
He ain't
sure.
gonna stand a chance.
Who ain't gonna stand a chance?
Bill Belichick never gets beaten by anybody who's ever been under him ever. If you have ever coached under him, you might as well just say, all right, we're not gonna do this. You can just take the W, because he always knows it. He's like Batman.
Yeah.
You got a contingency plan for all that shit.
And then there was somebody else thinking a rebound game. Oh yeah, that's what that Dolphins and Bills, like I mentioned. I want to see how the Dolphins will rebound after 2 straight West Coast losses. They're on the road again. I think this is probably one of the few 3-game road streaks that we have in the NFL. You don't see too many of them, not the last couple of years for sure. So yeah, a lot of big games coming up. We got really 4 days of football? Yeah. Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. They're very entertaining. Yep. This that good time of the year before we get down to nothing in the playoffs, where it's like a couple games and it's over. So yeah, enjoy it while we got it. All right, everyone, feedback. Let us know what you think about the show after you watch it on YouTube. Email us your thoughts. Yeah. Email us your thoughts on your team. Go ahead.
Did you give your bold prediction?
Oh shit.
Ah.
I have it right here. I was looking right at it. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Okay. It's not necessarily a bold prediction, but I guess, it kind of could be. The 49ers and Brock Purdy, they'll get the win at Seattle on Thursday night. I think I don't necessarily go with the home team all the time on Thursday night, even though I'd be thinking it. But generally that home team does well because they're playing, they don't have to travel on that short week. I'm not a fan of Thursday night games, but yeah, I think that Brock Purdy and company will he'll win his first career road win. Geno will struggle again. He'll continue in that slump. It got him tossing another 3 interceptions in that game. Yeah. That 49ers defense, they're not big on turnovers, but they just get after you and they shut you down.
It's unrelenting.
Yeah.
That Fred Warner and Nick Bosa, man. That combination right there. And then it's like them and the Seahawks, they always know how to draft defensive players. So they'll grab a corner in the 6th round and he'll be a Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
And within 2 years. But yeah, I think right now the 49ers, I've been saying us for a while, but I think the 49ers are probably the best defense in the league right now.
Mm-hmm. I just want to see, will this defense hold up in the playoffs if they get there? I know it's a little bit situation now with a different quarterback and everything, obviously on the different side of the ball, but will they be able to hold up? Because usually that number 1 ranked offense and defense just usually end up choking, whether it's early in the playoffs or get to the Super Bowl. And it's like, okay, what the hell are we watching? You know what I'm saying? This is not what we've seen all year long. So that's something I got my eye on for sure, because all you hear about is that 49. When you talk about the 49ers, is that defense. Like you said, those guys out there for sure.
I think it's just a matter of time before this stops being like a Cinderella story, with Brock Purdy or whatever. I can say it a million times. You couldn't write a script better for how it went down. But I don't think that their defense is good. Like I said, the number 1 in the league, but I don't think that that's going to be enough to carry them.
True.
Too far. You got to put up points, and with Debo being hurt, then we'll see when he gets back. But there's only so much running of the ball, even with CMC. There's only so much running of the ball you can do.
I think they'll get that win at Seattle. I think if it's a coming back down to earth game for them, I think unfortunately it pains me to say this will be against Commanders, which I think you mentioned something to those terms earlier.
Yeah.
Commanders are good at home and they're coming into their stride recently. They're coming off a bye week this week. Of course, they got the Giants coming up, but still. After that, they had the Raiders and the Cardinals. Those should be favorable, but yeah.
Yeah, I think like the next 2 weeks of football is going to tell us a lot, even more than like the end of the year.
Mhm.
I think these next 2 weeks is going to tell a lot about a lot of these teams. We're
Yeah.
gonna see what's going on.
Yeah, because I know, like I said a couple weeks ago, and then you know your division a lot more than me, but I do pay attention to Giants, of course. I think if they was to beat, I said if they could beat the Commanders a couple weeks ago or whatever, that I would consider them a playoff team. And of course, they tied that one, and then they lost on got blown the hell out on Sunday. So yeah, I think that's one team right there that's kind of like a fraud in a sense. But yeah. Vikings, I'm not too sure about them. Yeah, there's a couple of them for sure. This playoffs is definitely going to be one to see.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right, everyone, that'll do it for this episode of the Purple Huddle Podcast. For my co-host Dirt, I'm Brandon. Be easy, everyone.